All right, take two. Welcome to week 4 action. We've got a podcast for you today. This is the Dragon Warrior Randomizer Winter League. We've got vanilla-ish flags. We're going to take the standard flags and just chuck them in the bin and get the random flags going for this tournament. We've got vanilla-ish, which means vanilla map. We got vanilla spell learning, things like this. Today we've got the SeaWolf1, Sandcraft05, BobPineappleMD, and SassageLink. Again, this is a vodcast, so it was pre-raced, but let's get some live commentary going in the chat from these four if they're there. Joining me in the commentary booth here is Aaron 2U2. How you doing, Aaron?
I'm excellent. I'm excited for this matchup. We have Bob Pineapple, who is currently semi-qualified, ready to, with anything more than 1 point here, will become fully qualified. The rest of our racers are on the outside looking in at this point, but a solid finish here will definitely put them in position to where, they'll put themselves in position to week 5 where they can get themselves going. So definitely a whole lot at stake here, and we'll see this going. I think we're going to start here in just 1 second, Archfield, and we get the ball rolling.
Yeah, we'll see what vanilla map position we start in with in this seed. We've got pretty low strength to start off, so we'll see what the throne room has for us as well.
Absolutely, and it does appear Cursed Belt as the first one, Dragon Scales the second. Those are absolutely hilarious things to have here in the throne room, because while the Dragon Scaled is nice, you could sell the Cursed Belt. It does nothing to get you out of level 1 jail, which 6 strength kind of feels like it. Just really depends what the starting location is going to be.
Yeah, looking like some grassland. We've got... Oh, I forget what the vanilla spot is there.
That's Vanilla Mountain Cave. This one's always a little bit trolly because you got 2 spots to the south. The closest place is the Vanilla Hawks' location going south, so you might see people gravitate that way, but they might not either. It's just going to take a minute to see what happens. And SassageLink fighting a Goldman in an early zone, that could be really good. Not so good at level 1, but Goldmen tend to roll up in this flag set.
Yeah, they're definitely some of the more juicy enemies that you're looking for. Maybe not with 6 strength level 1 just yet, but you wanna always mentally take note of where these enemies are. Looking like nobody's hit 2 yet.
And Bob's picked up level 3, and
that
was a ton of strength. He's up to 32 strength already. Might be thinking about zone 0. He's actually walking back and forth between 2 different zone boundaries right now. So we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah, we see Seawolf pushing out to the north here. He's getting out of the starting zone territory, and this werewolf says, no, go home.
Technically getting out, but in reality, not really.
Yeah, gonna be a little bit more cautious now and just farm around home a little bit.
Yeah, those 6 experienced red slimes seem like a solid bet. Pineapple here now is taking a trip down, and it looks... Is he there? Oh, nope, there's a ghost. Is he going to make it? Is he going to make it? Is this town? This town is Brecconary, which is actually pretty good for that.
Brecconary.
Yeah, sell that thing, get that copper sword, and then go right back to where you were.
Yeah, definitely coming across Brecconary is decent at the start. A lot of times people like to make fun of Brecconary, but no, in this flag set you find it early. It's a good starting town.
Yeah, when you have vanilla shops on, Brecconary tends to be something that's okay to find early. It did not do what we were talking about, of course, but that happens, especially because it takes a little while to walk around there, and you already got a bunch of strength. So even though an extra plus 10 strength is nice, or 10 AP, it's probably not game-changing at this point.
Yeah, nice to have, but definitely not going to make the biggest difference in this race, I'm sure.
All right, and Seawolf also picking up level 4, so everyone's got their heal and hurt. We'll see how often they get used. We have a fairly deep MP pool, at least once you get that beginning refresh. And speaking of that, SassageLink also making his way to Brecconary. Looks like Sandcraft is heading that way as well.
Yeah, it looks that way. So now Sassage is going to sell this this cursed belt. Do some shopping.
And just thinking about it, looks like, yeah, he's going to sell the dragon scale too. Might buy a couple of herbs. Nope. Just wanted to get all the money as possible. I think that'll allow him to get a leather armor on top of the copper sword.
Yeah, picking up leather armor. Gonna head back out and do some fighting.
Bob's in an interesting zone. This is, looks like middle scorpions. 22 experience doesn't feel great for them, but they're still a real easy kill with hurt. So you're not sad to see that guy at all. Or with his current attack power, which is, again, fairly solid at level 6.
Yeah, the sea wolf is getting harassed by werewolves here. It's another one sends him home.
I think was he going north again? It seems like that north path might just be a little more dangerous than the south path.
Yeah, looks like that's the way he went. Looks like that's the way he's still going.
Sandcraft taking on a Goldman, tried to throw out the sleep. Sleep is... Goldmen are weirdly resistant to sleep, and by weirdly, I mean they have 13 out of 16 resist, and that is the only time in the entire game you see anything that has 13 out of 16 anything.
I did not know that. SassageLink getting accosted by a werewolf as well, but manages to make it up to this cave. Let's see what we've got. That's the harp trade-in.
Yeah, just like put that down. Okay, not too far away from Tantagel. You either want to see it real early or really late. It's usually kind of like when it's in the middle, and then you think maybe I should have went the other way to get the harp, and then you start worrying about your routing. And anyway, he's also found Hawksness over here in the vanilla tablet location. Probably not doing anything here, although he did think about it. I don't know. That would have been a heck of a play if he could take anything down there.
Yeah, I'd at least wait till sleep, personally. Just in case. But get a nope out of Hawksness, and looks like gonna go check vanilla Tantagel and Breckenary area down here. See what we've got. No sleep till Hawksness. I love it.
And Sassage getting taken out by that werewolf as well. Werewolf just, prowling about anyone who decides to go north. Just telling the players, yeah, go to Vanilla Cantling. You definitely want to go that way first, right?
Yeah, that's the way. That's the way. They're just herding everybody that way. It kind of looks like a German Shepherd, that sprite. So I imagine it's just a bunch of werewolves just out herding the players down toward Vanilla Cantling.
You heard it here. German Shepherds are in fact werewolves. Sandcraft taking out that Goldman, though, for 79 experience. It's a little lower than what we've seen recently, but that is, again, that's a zone really close to start. Might be interesting to see people go after that, although it's not a clean kill. Definitely with one miss or something goes wrong, could be bad. Speaking of that, Sandcraft manages to get away from an armored knight.
Oh, that's good. Fighting this wyvern for 61. Gonna give him level 8.
That wyvern, I think we saw had hurt more, so it's not safe. But sleep works okay against it, and he's got 77 hit points, so it's not imminent death if it unleashes one.
Sassage finding Garenham and Rimalder down in the vanilla start zone. So we're gonna pick up some keys for sure.
Yeah, key access in this map, because the way it's all spread out and big, can be very vital. The fact that Rimalder is kind of along the way that everyone's going to probably do likely isn't going to make it that game breaking, but isn't able to completely fully stock. So they have to make some decisions, may try to grind a little bit over here. And normally a Goldman would be perfect in this scenario. However, it does not quite have superhuman gold like it normally does in the vanilla game.
No, but definitely enough for a couple keys at least, and take one down. Gonna go and purchase some more.
Yeah, take what you can get, and
Yeah.
it's enough to go in here and check and still have some left over for the inevitable death wart back.
Yeah, when the when the werewolf comes out again.
Or I should say enough to peek into Garanham. That would probably be the first thing.
Yeah, that's true. Garanham is right next door.
So here we go, getting our rim check in just a moment. Just saw Sandcraft spend a lot of his money on gear, which might hurt him a little bit when it comes to these keys.
Yeah, just an herb in the rim chest. Let's see. Yeah, heading straight to Garanham. We're gonna see what's in the back here.
And we just seen Seawolf get taken out again, trying to go north. So there's werewolves and armor knights. Just a huge variance spike right there. It's really unfortunate.
Erdrick's sword in the back of Garanham. I didn't see what the first chest was, but there was some gold and a sword. So Sassage is definitely happy to find that.
Yeah, it was a torch, so nothing too big. Now tablet cave underneath. You would rather have outside when you do these things, but whatever. There's the rotation. We do have random dungeon rotation on, and we didn't see it on the first floor, but here on the second floor it kicks in, and this is when you see that bonk counter at the end. Be like, you point to this.
Oh, for sure. It's one of the things in this week that I've been trying my best to practice, and there's been a few good tips getting thrown out. I especially liked your tip for Grave about the chests being in the direction of the singular block of your torch vision, so that helped a lot. It's been interesting getting used to all this rotated dungeon madness.
Yeah, a lot of times there's just a little trick that, like if you throw Radiant out in Mountain, it's the path that has the dead end, 2 spots to the right. That's the way you want to go, not the one that, or the left or whichever side, not the one that has the turn, because you might think it's that way, but that's actually just goes off into nothing.
All right, finding some wings in the tablet cave, which, again, since you don't get return, super quick in this flag set, sometimes you like to have a set of wings. Sometimes you need your Red Bull.
Well, we've gotten everybody except for Seawolf over here to get key access now. Unfortunately, he's doing a little bit more grinding, and it's not hurting him at all, but he's just had such a problem trying to get anywhere north, getting caught by the werewolf or the armored knight as he's went forward, and it's really just kind of holding him back at this point.
Yeah, it just feels like something always is getting in the way.
Sassage taking a death, probably not too sad about it, because you have the treasury and you have whatever's underneath Tansagel, which if it's Swamp Cave could be especially interesting.
Gold, a fairy flute, another herb, and a key.
So
at least the key was free.
Yeah, gold grind available. Might consider taking that over to the Rim Breck area for magic armor and a large shield. Haven't quite seen where Cantlin is yet, so I'm not sure if you want to go in for the full load, but I guess we'll know after a bit.
Well, it finds Mountain under the castle.
Yeah, and going the wrong direction, unfortunately. Yeah, as soon as he went back and you saw that turn, you know you're going the wrong way.
Well, maybe he was going the wrong way. I still have a little bit of trouble myself.
When I said you, I was talking to all of you because I already just explained,
Yeah.
Now, you could also get a gold grind down here, since he's already got the I believe at this point, yeah, the chest glitch is active. He's gotten... No, I guess he still has to get one more chest, but it's pretty close.
Yeah, I think he does. Yeah, he died coming into here, so he's got... It'll be on this dive, for sure.
And Sassage taking out a metal slime, which is always kind of noteworthy, but it's worth 32 experience. It's nothing special.
Yeah.
Sandcraft was swinging on that blue dragon. That was an aggressive play. Did not work out, but then again, he might be more than happy to just come back here. And Bob's also here as well, so.
Well, here's the gold grind. If I'm not mistaken, it was Death Necklace he found in that other chest. Is that right? Yeah, Death Necklace. I think getting confirmed by chat there.
All right, well, that is well enough. And yeah, we'll see what he does if he tries to go for the full enchilada or settles for just the quesadilla.
In this situation, I think I'm feeling the quesadilla myself. You don't know where Cantlin is. It's even then, like, I mean, it's not an easy walk to Grinham or Remulder there either. So, like, I mean, that area is just rife with werewolves and things that are just ready to take you out at level 8. So we'll see how it works out.
All right, Bob Pineapple found the large shield in a chest, which is very exciting. And what was this last one that Sassage just got there? I missed it. Oh wait, that was it was a key or nerve because it was the same thing Bob had. And Demon Knight, not exactly a treasure guard, but it is standing on top of this last chest, which has, drumroll, come on, Sassage, don't leave us in expectation, bamboo pole, which itself is the Stones of Sunlight?
Stones of Sunlight. All right, so yeah, I mean, you're finding a lot downstairs here. We've got you know, at least one story item and something that might come into play. We'll see if the HP. We'll see how the HP goes. It looks like level 9 is a big HP boost as well. So you never know, that Death Necklace just might come in handy. We've seen it before where the Death Necklace ended up being maybe 10-minute difference between finishing and not. We're gonna continue this gold grind though down on Sassage's screen.
Yeah, he's gotten a little taste and he wants a little more, I suppose. It's the just the gold grind forever. You know, since we were talking about it, yeah, what did we say? He's going for the whole enchilada now. I suppose that means that the area where Remulder and Garenham is, and we now have to call Taco Bell.
I definitely approve. He's going for the enchilada supreme now. There's just the level of gold coins in the swimming pool is increasing with every button click here. It looks like he's satisfied with 30,000.
Yeah, we were talking about different names and stuff. The Golem is what Bob found on his screen, as reported by chat. So this is great.
Oh, nice.
We've seen some fun new ones, and we're not exactly sure why. If this is a product of the beta version of the game, because it's all specifically this week, I wonder if random dungeon rotation has something to do with it, because no one really ever plays with this flag on, and so we wouldn't see these things otherwise.
Oh, they've been fun, and just to talk up the Discord a little bit, if you want to get involved with the community, you can feel free to join our Discord. And I mention it because sometimes when these random names come up, we have fun, and there've been a few drawings in the chat whenever some of these new random combinations comes up. We sometimes get a cute little sprite going on. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's been entertaining. But yeah, just kind of an update. Everyone has gotten through now. We're seeing what they're going to purchase with their stuff. It looks like Bob is the furthest out, getting a large shield. Yeah, we're just Seawolf still hasn't got to the things that everybody else has got, but he's gained a little bit of an experience lead in the meanwhile. I think, I don't know. Actually, looks like Sandcraft's right with him.
Yeah, Seawolf in the chat is gonna have to let us know, if Seawolf is in the chat, is gonna have to let us know how good it felt to kill that werewolf just now.
And it looks like Sandcraft just straight out ignored the local places, and it's just, you know, bolting all the way to the northeast with money to try to find Cantlin. Which, if it works out, it's going to work out. But if not, might feel a little bit dumb passing up all of these things along the way.
Yeah, interested to see what's up here. I don't think anybody's been yet. So the first is going to be a cave, which gets ignored.
Yeah, we're 2 for 2 on caves. Meanwhile, SassageLink is taking the southern route to look for Cantlin, which is interesting. So we'll see in just a moment. Sandcraft this last time. This is Cantlin, or we're going to see him walking back.
It's Cantlin.
Ooh, that's pretty huge, guessing right on that sort of scenario. Now, he definitely took the higher odds play than what Sassage is doing, but it's still, again, definitely an interesting one to do. And Bob didn't have any of that, just decided to go local. Shop local. That's what they say, right?
That's it. Shop local. We've got vanilla. Oh, vanilla Cantlin is Cole.
Yeah, not bad at all. SassageLink. Let's see, what do you got here? Erdrick's token. So it is required. He didn't lose anything by walking this direction. You'd have to do it at some point anyway. Also, a slight update. Seawolf's woes continue. We saw him try to get away from an Axe Knight who happens to have DL2 breath. So it seems like the exploration is just not favoring him at all.
We've got some coordinates as well. So we've got 18 south, 59 east.
All right, and offsetting that would be 32 south and 45 east. So anybody know where that is offhand?
Yeah, we've got second continent for sure, and it looks like it's let's see, just on the western edge of the other continent.
Yeah, just a little bit west of Vanilla Rim. So we'll see if anyone picks up the princess or if they do the sort of map checking that we just did. We did it easy. We didn't actually have to stare at it and find the exact location. Sometimes that can be tricky, and some people will just straight out not do it. So we'll see how that varies with our players here and what approach they have.
Yeah, or if it happens to not be relevant at all. I just got done one where I just thought to myself in my previous race, I spent all this time practicing and trying to find what's the best way to figure out these coordinates, and it just turns out that it was nothing important anyway.
Yeah, I probably did 10-ish practice seeds, and the actual coordinate stuff mattered twice. Otherwise, they were either really short counts, I didn't need them, or they didn't exist.
All right, looks like Sandcraft's gonna find a stone man on the spike tile here in the swamp.
Potentially huge, except that DL2 breath makes this a little less pleasant, unfortunately.
No, yeah, that's a shame. You kind of have a roller coaster of emotions there when you see that. You think, oh, good, oh, that's awesome, stone man, yes, and then it just breathes on you, and your hopes die.
Yeah, everyone's having the fun Sharlock enemy spawns right now. It seems it's not just the ones. It's not just Seawolf now.
It's the pain is being evenly distributed for sure.
So SassageLink doing generally what Sandcraft did, peeking and then bolting and not sticking around to even check on the caves. And hey, Star Wyverns have DL2 breath as well. It's just so many enemies right now with DL2 breath that are Sharlock enemies. It's wonderful. And hey, it's an Armor Knight with Stop Spell. Now the spell is... Oh, he got away. Good. I was going to say, if you can get a Stop Spell on them, considering they have Stop Spell and I think hurt more, it could be a good fight for an AK-47. Plus, they can be very valuable in these, but if you don't, then it doesn't really matter.
It looks like a stone man on the Hawksnest tile as well, and Bob Pineapple's getting the same breath treatment here. Managed to put it to sleep though, and does it.
Nice, takes it down and gets nothing, and it had like 156 experience anyway, so not the grind you're gonna want.
No, that was a big bust.
So now that we've seen that, we've seen them on both. This is the scenario where what will be the next best grind as Bob again gets... Well, this time he just got stopped. No, never mind. He just
Nope.
AK-47 just stomped on him, just toyed a little bit.
All right, so we got Vanilla Stone's Cave's got just a torch in it. Freebie Cave.
Yep, nothing terribly exciting. Our experience for our players, there's a little bit of a gap with Sandcraft in the lead, but it's nothing too crazy yet, especially when we haven't really found something interesting to fight. Again, you can probably deal with the Snowman if you really have to, but I don't think that's what everyone's going to want to do, at least. Do also want to mention with the whenever you have fast text, this can be considered to be like a meme week, but none of our players really exploring the options, so I wouldn't say I'm disappointed, but I was expecting something.
Yeah, I was hoping for something a little bit more than just Z. Just gets all. It's putting me to sleep. So boring.
Sandcraft just straight up swinging on these Armored Knights, which is doing work. He's got the hit points to withstand it, and yeah, 179 experience. It's basically vanilla. Doesn't feel super great, but taking him down, you know, it's good.
Well, we found the jerk.
That leaves us with one location down here left. I think once Sandcraft sees this, which is, would it be Grave? I don't think we've seen that yet, have we?
I don't believe we have.
So Grave, probably going to deep dive it, looking for that token, and when he doesn't find it, we'll have to reverse course and go back south to Cole, but at least he'll know that's exactly where he'll have to go since Cole had the token.
Yeah, the knowledge will come, but at what cost?
And yeah, every once in a while you see Sandcraft picking up one of those 79 experience gold, and it has to feel pretty good. Runs away from the Demon Knight, a little surprising, but you know, those are never the most comfortable thing to fight. And I wonder how much this experience lead will matter. We see Sandcraft swinging on AK-47s. Sassage just got away from one. I haven't really seen Bob swinging on too many of them either. He does take down a blue dragon for actually vanilla 180.
Oh, nice. And finding the harp here in top grave as well. So at least top level is required.
And now it appears he's a little bit lost about where to go down here. Going the wrong direction. He was so close and then balked and went back to start, and now is exploring the areas of grave that we only see in random chest locations.
Just deciding to outside and well, let's see, maybe go back. Yeah, I mean, you may as well once you're here. It's not like you're going to want to come out here again.
Again, the wrong way, but I think figures it out immediately, and yeah, it's just grave is tricky because there's a lot of different paths everywhere, and you have to really kind of rotate it in your mind, and that's not the easiest thing to do.
Yeah, it trips me up. It trips me up so much. I've got a physical printout of it in front of me that I just kind of physically rotate sometimes just to try and make it easier, but as I've practiced more and more, I've needed it less and less. You like you say, you come up with little tricks, like seeing this little path here between those staircases. You know exactly where you are. Things like that, where you sometimes just go in a direction and recognize where you are by having a little bit more experience. It doesn't take that much too. So, what was that sword, Magidrake?
I think the Sword Magidrak is not an unusual one. I think we've seen that one before, but it's still exciting to see. And we saw the fourth chest was nothing interesting. So fifth chest here is armor. Otherwise, armor is either in the overworld search spot or in Sharlock. We've seen the Death Necklace. Actually, no. We know the armor has to be the overworld search spot because we've seen everything else.
That's true. I don't. Yeah, Sandcraft isn't aware of that, but with complete knowledge, we know. So Sandcraft gonna dig the spot anyway.
Right, and what we've seen from our other players here, I think, is or what we've seen in chat is it sounds like Sandcraft is more than happy to go rescue that princess to figure this one out. So we'll see if the other players, if any of them do that, or if they manage to do it without that effort. And Bob taking another death there on the Stoneman. Was that on the spike?
I didn't quite catch it.
Spike. That's the negative of trying to rescue the princess, is you have to kill the Stoneman to do it. Or I don't think there's any way to not kill a Stoneman. I don't think we have any, like jump spells or any sneeze attacks to just knock it out of the way. Well, Sandcraft knows what he's in for, so let's see how this works. And going in for the sleep. Still has enough magic for outside and return, which he does have both of now, I believe, at level 14. So, yeah, he'll take Princess back. He's going to go back anyway to check Cole, so this works out just fine.
Yep, if you're going back anyway, it's not so bad.
He's doing that. Sassage already has the token, so I think this might be a grinding effort on his behalf, unless there was something down there in the corner that he still thinks he needs. Fortunately, the Wyvern ends that. Otherwise, we see Seawolf exploring this northeast area for the first time, finds South Swamp, and looks like he's going to fiddle around with that a little bit. Bob is walking across the northern end of the continent. It looks like he's heading to the northeast part again. Probably not going to test that swamp spike again this time. Sassage was counting. Well, I think he abandoned that, which is for the best since it's on the next continent. I don't think there's any real way to connect. I don't think you can see second continent from over there.
I don't know if you can. I've never tried. Seawolf picking up 13 as he's going to take a rescue attempt at the princess here as well.
Did he manage to see Caitlin yet? I can't remember if he got there or not. By his gear, I don't think he has been, but also I don't think he quite did as heavy a gold grind as some of our others.
Yeah, I can't recall whether or not he has.
Sandcraft picking up token. Sandcraft has to know that the armor's on the search spot, so I imagine that's directly where he'll go, and also, hit the Staff of Rain and Jerk Caves along the way.
Yeah, once you do that, it's fun to find yourself a grind spot and go.
Yep, Bob got done walking his dog or attending to the family or whatever that was, and now he's back and going again.
Yeah, good to see him moving again. I've had a big pause like that. Yeah, it's taking those dogs out is just so time consuming when you're in the middle of a race like this.
But yeah, just looking at where our different players are right now, really feel like Sandcraft's got this race in his hands. Just he's got the experience, he's got all of the knowledge, and just as long as he's able to find a decent grind and not take any bad deaths on this walk here, really feel like this is his race to lose.
In the driver's seat for sure, and I mean, at this point, yeah, you're just looking for the best grind spot, and well, it's not going to be here, but I wonder if Sandcraft has checked this yet.
I don't think he has, so this makes total sense too. Even though he should know what's the other area, just being able to find a grind is going to be really important. He's already seen what's on the other one, and now he knows both are stonemen, 156 experience. But yeah, whatever. You'll figure something out. Those all those AK-47s he was taking out have been pretty good. Throwing out that stop spell repeatedly, especially once you get Erdrick's armor. That looks like a 75% to me. And that could be wonderful.
Yeah, meanwhile, Bob Pineapple... Oh, here we've got the stats for the Armored Knight, actually.
Yeah, fight one of those babies with Erdrick's armor, and that's free real estate.
Yes, sir. Now, yeah, Bob mentioning in chat as well, this is where I decided I was done trying to explore where I can't run from anything and settling into a grind, so... I've definitely noticed that, and I know you mentioned it. Bob PineappleMD mentioned it in the chat there earlier that this was the this was a seed where just run luck was not with him.
And looks like right now Seawolf is deep diving grave. Is that where Sassage is as well?
Sassage, I think, is in the swamp cave right now, yeah.
Oh, yeah, the long one.
Yeah.
I get the feeling he might be thinking about Princess Rescue too. And yeah, he decided to nope out of that. Gonna heal up and try it again without the DL2 breath, but we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, so it looks like nobody's mapped it out. Everybody's looking like the princess rescue method is their method of choice, I think.
Well, so far, we'll see if Bob makes use of that time staring at the maps, and if
that's right.
You know, as long as you do it perfectly, it's definitely a time save to do that. But if you don't, then you know that's where it all becomes problematic.
Yeah, there's nothing quite like that feeling where you hit search for the first time but you find nothing and your heart just sinks.
And there we go. Erdrick's armor on Sandcraft's screen. Even though we knew that's what it had to be, now it's 100% confirmed, and we'll see what he does here. If he decides to hang around this area, he's going to pick up the drop. There is no town on this side, so he probably might go to Swamp, but I don't know if he's to deal with there. It seemed like the best zone might have been actual Hawksness, where we know there's AK-47s in a desert zone, but there's also here.
Yeah, there's some right here too. And what does he do? Just immediately starts to walk up and down here, which again, I think where he's at right now is going in between zones again. But
yeah, the zone line where that desert goes right, that's that all the way across down is one zone, and then the stuff above it is a different one. But yeah, didn't see him. No, not worried about it. Going to visit Mr. Stoneman instead.
Yeah, now that you got your armor, I suppose it's a little better.
Yeah, that still hurts. Eating 3 DO2 breaths from the Stone Man. To imagine that's about a 50% rate at this point.
Yeah, it's got to be at least. And then the heals coming out after, yeah, 50% DL2 fire, yeah.
Yeah, makes perfect sense. So yeah, it looks like he's going to switch to the sleep strats now. It actually probably saves time depending on how much it wakes up, just because you don't have to cast heal as much.
Yeah.
And we see it at 6,100. Considering where his stats are, this is just a race to heal more. It's even a possibility he might try to do a preemptive dive, just because the resources look fairly good to win, even with level 15 stats.
Yeah, I mean, sitting on 134 attack power right now, 100 MP. You'd feel pretty good, as long, you know, you got to get heal more at least. But once you get those couple levels, I'd feel like you're probably going to feel very confident.
Yeah, and you could just be hoping for AK-47s to pop up in Sharlock too. Just take a few swings at those guys, because they're going to be free experience. We'll see. It's a bit of a long walk back here to Cantlin. Not terrible. As you know, while he's healing up, we're kind of keeping an eye on where the rest of our players are. Nobody quite has full information yet. Seawolf and BobPineapple both need to hit a few different things, specifically Cole. Whereas Sassage, just don't think he's went through Grave yet, has he?
No, I don't think I've seen Sassage down that way, which might be where he's headed now.
I think he was trying for the princess at one point, but didn't actually rescue her. So we'll see. No, he hasn't really been over here at all. So he just pops in Jerk Cave. You wouldn't go in there if you had any idea what was there.
Yeah. Well, that'll mean pretty soon Sassage will be full knowledge here as well, and I mean, with the armor on this continent too, you may as well go pick that up if you're. Oh, I suppose if you don't have the princess yet. Oh no, here's the Gwaelin's love. Okay, I thought for some reason he hadn't returned the princess.
Well, he went a little bit lower than he needed to, but he's all right. Now he's a little bit higher than he needed to be, but he'll get there. Sure enough, princess will not lead you astray.
Not when it comes to the items, she won't.
She will steal your torches, though.
Yeah. And here we go. Armor for Sassage.
Well, this is, the routing doesn't feel generally favorable, but Sassage will not have to deep dive Grave, since we know the harp's right on top, and there's no reason for him to go past the harp, as he's found every other thing. So this could help to get him back into this. He's still quite behind in experience, though, and right now Sandcraft is very close to being at level 17, which, again, he's already in go mode now, so it's just getting that heal more and being done.
Alright, didn't quite catch the message, but I assume with BobPineapple leaving that general area, I'm assuming he's found the armor. Yeah, the tracker's got it there as well, so perfect. Seawolf is the only one lagging behind as far as the armor's concerned, but still needs to find the token. BobPineapple's still looking for the token and the harp. Yeah, it's definitely still looking like Sandcraft's race to lose here.
Yeah, this is shaping up to be about, just looking at it right now, a fairly substantial victory if everything goes well from here on out. Just really, the routing has been almost perfect, and just finding the good grind, or finding a grind that works. I don't know if there's any grind that really felt super good in this one.
Yeah, I think the one you mentioned earlier might be the only contender. There was that zone just outside of, that zone in Hawksness maybe might have been good, but we won't know for sure.
With all that done, Sassage going to turn in his harp. Sandcraft going to heal up for what is certainly a Sharlock dive. Bob getting ready to deep dive Grave, which we know isn't really going to amount to anything, unfortunately. And Seawolf buying a full plate. Didn't get all of the gear like some of the others do, but getting his coordinates and then we'll see if he winds up going princess hunting, or if he uses some of the options that are available to us to not have to do that. Yeah, it looks like Sassage is just going to hit up the... yeah, he's trying the desert here. He wants that Armor Knight. He knows it's here, and as long as it comes pretty quickly, the experience will come pretty quickly, too.
Yeah, for sure. Well, looks like somebody is going to try this zone, which is good. Be interesting to see how this feels once you get a few enemies in and you see what the enemy set is really like, and well, it's looking like it's been great so far.
It might be a little bit better with Repel. I'm not sure what else is here that he wouldn't want to use it, or if he's just not thinking about it. Yeah, now it's out.
There it is.
Yeah, 92 defense, you're repelling almost the entire game, but I don't think you're repelling anything you actually want to see.
or maybe you are. Oh no, there we go.
When looking at what Seawolf is doing, I think he's going to try to do a coordinate check down south here, which will lead him to where he needs to go with Cole, but he's going to ultimately come up with nothing as far as the armor is concerned.
Yeah, it's definitely something that you feel good that at least it wasn't a completely wasted trip. Once you go and you find Cole, you've got some progression there anyway.
And then I think this is our first Red Dragon sighting, is that correct? Sandcraft trying to run away. Red Dragon trying to not let him run away. This is heal more costs. He's got a few to spare, but gets away finally. You would think, you know, the 86 agility might mean something, but you would be wrong.
Yep, never means anything, that number.
Oh, second one. Thank you very much, board 5555.
Oh yeah, thank you. Yeah, so far that was a pretty good walk there on that floor, but this second one has been 2 steps, 2 encounters.
New zone, new enemy. Decided to swing after the first couple of run fails. Again, this Armor Knight is fairly safe. He doesn't quite have as much... Well, never mind. He's been fighting them all along, so definitely nothing new for him. Red Dragon, however, in Zone 2, not really what you want to see. Let's see if it gives 200 experience. That's not great either. But it might be safer to swing than to run.
Yeah, that's definitely the point that I need to start learning myself is really taking a deep dive and thinking about when it's when it's better to swing and when it's better to run, because I don't have a good grasp of that in memory yet. But yeah, looks like we've got this infamous room here with the upstairs and the downstairs. That you always want to take the downstairs in this room when it's rotated.
Oh, nice. You would think, hey, it's a Star Wyvern, an enemy I can run from, and not one that's going to DL2 breath me 3 times in a row and 5 run fail.
Right? Oh, that was just ridiculous.
Oh, gets away running in potential one-hit KO range, but gets through. That Star Wyvern, if Sandcraft doesn't win this race, it might be because of that bird right there.
That was one of the most ridiculous things I've seen today. All right, final floor for Sandcraft. Get a peek at our spike tile here shortly.
Yep, down the straightaway, through the medicine room, out the heart-shaped box, out the keyhole, down through the S's, and to the chicane, and we have an Axe Knight with DL2 breath, of course.
Of course. Well, at least that wasn't so bad to get through. Taking a few steps of heel walking and runs into the AK, but runs away. Let's see. Yeah, definitely deciding to be a fool today. And putting on the death necklace.
At how much MP he's used, that death necklace is almost necessary to win. Probably still have a chance to do without it, but which I think, if we haven't seen right, it appears that Bob sold his death necklace, so that might be something to keep in mind, unless we've slipped something over there. Anyway, our DL2 fight, our first one of the day underway. It looks like I saw a 19 there. Swings should be pretty hot and heavy, or at least we hope so for his sake.
Yeah, I think I saw a 13, but I think other than that 13, I believe 18 was the lowest. So there's a 16 coming.
Saw a 22. That's a good number. I feel pretty good about this now.
Yeah, getting to the end of it. There it is. Sandcraft, GG's in the chat for him. Gonna take down that Dragon Lord. Come on back to the castle.
Absolutely great race by him. Really nothing that didn't have too many bad deaths, and was able to just route everything in a fairly efficient way. So there we go. Final time of 49:29. GG. Coming home with the 5 points from this race.
Yeah, that's definitely going to feel big. Sitting on 8 points before, that's going to give you 13. You're in position to be in the playoffs for sure with that score after 4 weeks.
And so the rest of our runners, what are they up to right now? Well, Seawolf has managed to explore the part of the map that we never ever want to go to, and is getting the bad news. I think he's figured it out. He's going to have to go across the water here. Unpleasant. Might see that return cast come out or something pretty quickly. No, he's still checking. Bob, however, and SassageLink, both at level 17, both look to be heading to Sharlock at this point.
Yeah, Sassage heading in that direction. Bob, I think, has to trade in the for the rainbow drop first.
Yeah, I got a little bit of an advantage on the routing here, having already got ahead of that. So we're not within a variation of a Sharlock walk here at all. And so we did see Sharlock is not exactly safe. Even though the Armor Knights are everywhere, they are pretty easy. The Red Dragons were in at least 2 zones, and they're basic. They have nothing special about them. But then there's all sorts of DL2 capable enemies floating around as well.
Yeah, there's lots that can just pop up randomly and make a big difference still in the rest of this race for the two of them. Like this Red Dragon. And the rotated dungeons as well. I've definitely seen some close races this week, and some of them you feel like if you'd have been a little bit quicker on the dungeon rotating mental math, you'd have come out with a win instead.
Right, well, here we go. Sassage not taking any chances, throwing out the Radiant. Doesn't lose him a heal more, so it's a fairly effective use of that MP, unless you end up with a Stoneman on the spike. That would be the one scenario where you'd really want that 2 extra MP to avoid the 50% DL2 breath, but he's fine. We know that's not going to come up.
Yeah, managing to run pretty easy. Hasn't got too many AKs. Seen his share of Red Dragons so far.
And yeah, so far so good. Already into Zone 3. This is the one where I don't know if we've seen Red Dragons, but getting away from the Armor Knight. And they're pretty easy to kill, but they're also pretty easy to not kill. And even if you fail a few runs, you're not getting bopped too hard. Yeah, clean walk throughout. I would say actually Sassage has gained time on Bob so far just by the healthiness of that walk. And now Bob getting a little bit of a Red Dragon bop, but it doesn't hold him back.
Yeah, no, for sure. This has been a relatively easy walk for Sassage so far. Everything I was just about to say, he's been able to run from just about anything he's come up to, gets run blocked when I say it, but ran the second time.
All right, just cruising through the Axe Knight there again. Axe Knight does have DL2 breath, but didn't see it, which is just all as well. And starting his Dragon Lord fight now. Quick Death Necklace equip. Again, definitely going to shave a little bit of time off on this one, even though we're almost into that range where it doesn't really help too much. I think if Tilo were here in chat, he would say, don't equip it.
I am always envious of everybody who's got the ability to do that math in their head real quick. Yeah, Bob Pineapple. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
As I say, as long as SassageLink is able to keep from extremely bad rolls or any sort of mistakes, this fight should be his, coming an overwhelming advantage.
Yeah, Bob Pineapple in the chat talking about wishing he could get SassageLink as a Link's encounter luck in Sherlock.
And again, another 21, where I think the rolls cap out here at 11 to 23. So some pretty healthy swings. Again, the RNG when the attack power is this high can really bite you because it can swing heavily in either direction. There's a greater range, but I don't know. So far, so good for Sassage.
Yeah, looking okay, and Bob Pineapple about to start his fight just as Sassage takes down the Dragon Lord. That's going to be it for him. GG's to SassageLink in the chat.
Yes, very well run race. And speaking of that, we do have Sandcraft in here at the booth with us. Hello, Sandcraft and GG.
Oh, thank you.
So, heck of a race. What were your thoughts? Again, this was async, so I feel like async races feel different when you're doing it. Was there anything particular that surprised you about this one, or anything you felt really good about?
I kind of felt like I just did it perfectly. The run went really well. It was like everything fell into place. I showed up at coordinates just so I could pick up rainbow drop. Everything was perfect.
Yeah, it seemed like the routing did work out pretty well. I think the only way that you could have done this better is if somehow went to Cole first, but I think the only person who did that was it Sassage, or was that you who went? I can't remember who did.
No, I did go to Cole about second to last, I think. I decided not to go there at all, but ended up having to go anyway.
And while we're talking, Bob Pineapple did finish off the Dragon Lord, is going to finish third in this race, leaving just Seawolf. Again, this was an async race, so we have no idea, or Seawolf would have no idea that anybody finished. None of our other players would either. So when you were settling in for the grind, did you just decide with the Stone Man because it was the most convenient thing, or what were your thoughts there?
That's kind of how it went, yeah. I tried the AK-47s on the desert tiles, but I just couldn't get them to show up, and I felt I was losing way too much time trying to get them to show up, so I just decided to do the Stoneman.
Yeah, it did seem like the zone you were in was not really cooperating as far as that was concerned, so it did look like the Hawksnest zone worked a little bit better, but I mean, when we say 1 in 5 for enemies, that can still vary from like 17% to 23%, based off of various things that I don't understand. So that could matter a lot. Stoneman ultimately I don't think was too bad as long as the sleeps work.
Yeah, I started without the sleeps, and then I decided to start with sleeps because the heals were taking too long too, because he was, with the DL2 breath, it was pretty much draining all my HP.
Yeah, I think normally you would think don't use it, just heal more, but yeah, those DL2 breaths are just a little too hard. Stoneman is strong, but when you have good defense, you don't quite feel it that bad. But yeah, totally understandable, and it worked out for you very well for a victory here. So 5 points, that puts you at 13 going into next week, which I think we've already seen in chat. Third place or higher probably puts you into playoffs or play-in for the playoffs. What was your goal coming into the tournament, and what are you thinking right now?
I was just here to have a good time. I really didn't expect to make the playoffs or anything like that, and I still haven't made them yet, so we'll see what happens.
Thank you very much. And while we were talking to you, Bob did finish up the race and is now here with us in the commentators booth. GG, Bob. Well-run race. Why is that so hard to say?
Thank you. It was real interesting to see how everything stacked up, because I felt that entire race, while I was running it anyway, that everything was wrong. So it was interesting to see how everyone else did.
It's definitely an interesting one to watch these back and do a vodcast of it. You have no idea how well you did, and it kind of fills you with that same kind of apprehension you have, because you only know one outcome. So that's what did you feel after having seen it with everyone else running the same seed here? Like how did that change your outlook when you watched it back?
It pretty much went how I thought it was going to go. When I finished it, I saw my time, and I said, well, this is not the winning time. That seed could have been done in a much shorter amount of time. But basically, I took 9 deaths, which was, I think, pretty high side for the 4 of us. And almost every single one of them came at the worst possible moment, either requiring me to hugely backtrack very long distances or things like that. And then just constantly through the seed, where I was checking and rechecking my agility to make sure that like my eyes weren't playing tricks on me, because I was getting 4 and 5 multiple run blocked on everything in the overworld, even into 70 and 80s agility. And I was just like, okay, sure.
Oh, that would have put me on tilt, I think. How are you feeling about it as it was happening?
I mean, as it was going on, and I realized like I just could not run from anything, I just I decided, well, I don't actually have to win this week, so let's not get last.
Yeah, sometimes not last is enough, and that was definitely the case here today. Although you're pretty close to SassageLink's time. It was, if we were staring at just the two of you, it would have been a very interesting race, because I don't feel like you did very similar things.
Yeah, the big thing that I went for at the end, because I knew I had not been down to the Vanilla Cantlin area yet, and I already felt way behind, and so I was like, all right, so either Cole is south of Second Continent or it's Grave. And when I found out it was Grave, I was like, great, hopefully the last 2 things I need are in here. And of course only one of them was, and had everything I needed been in there, probably would have saved another 5 minutes or so, but that was the risk.
Did everybody die at Grave?
I went all the way, yeah.
Sassage did not, because he had actually got everything by that point. So he must have been the one that got the early token. I'd forgotten who did. And yeah, by the time he got there, he had all the other information. So he bolted out right after getting the heart. Which again is good, except for all of the various things that happened between then that didn't really help. But that might have been the difference between second and third. Then again, Bob, in your scenario, if you would have not dug deep dive, if you would not have done the deep dive of Grave and went after Cole, and it didn't have it, that would have been one of the bigger mistakes we could probably think of.
Yeah, that was my thought process. I was like, well, there's only 3 checks left. It has to be one of them. And obviously the math favors that it's deep dive. I said, although, the back of my brain was always going, it's never there. It's never there.
And I don't know if we'd seen it before, but I just saw it now. Seawolf getting to experience the Green Dragons also having DL2 breath. So let's see, that was Green Dragons, Stonemen, Star Wyverns, and what was the other one I'm thinking of?
Did the werewolves have it as well?
No, I think they were just annoying. Oh,
No, they were just mean.
Excellent, yep.
So a nice assortment of DL2 breath on our Sharlock enemies. Very pleasurable. Well, for us, maybe not for you guys. But yeah, that was it too. I think Sandcraft, you of the 3 runners, and we just saw that, had like the hardest luck getting through Sherlock. It seemed like everything just wanted to set you on fire the whole way down.
Yeah, it started with that red dragon right away, taking one of my heal mores away. And I was kind of thinking at that point I might have to get out and heal up and try again, but I decided to keep going.
Well, it worked out. I think you had a little bit to spare even when you won, so definitely was the smart move to stick with it. I think we're seeing Seawolf who's going to make another run at it. He is level 16, I believe, but he's probably expecting to hit a few Armor Knights on the way down, or anything, because he only needs 6 experience. There we go. There's level 17 for him. The MP gain here was completely negligible. It was just 8 hit points and heal more, so it was pretty, non-important level. And we'll see if he's able to get through on this time. He's just had the worst luck on the overworld, and then the coordinates were really kind of trolling him for a while, going just about every possible way to get to that armor.
Yeah, nothing was letting him out of that starting area at the very beginning, where you have to kind of go north, northwest, and head over the bridge to get to anything else on the first continent. And he must have tried that a good 10-15 times, and just every time just happened to run into a werewolf and just would send him back. There was no luck for him in that regard. There was no squeaking by and getting past. It was pretty rough.
And while he's doing that, it's worth pointing out, Bob, with these 2 points, you are technically qualified now. However, you also managed to dodge Group 1 for next week. How does that feel?
Like I threaded the needle.
Granted, Group 2 is not going to feel like much of an easy path. Depending on what happens in our other race, we still have the possibility of somebody else breaking into this one. But I think we might be looking at a Nim Beta Tilo Bob matchup. How does that feel?
I mean, like you said, whether it's Group 1 or Group 2, I feel like it's not a... We're talking 6 of one, half dozen the other, so to speak. I think either way, it's a lot of good competition. I think we're gonna, at least for myself, those of us that are in those groups and kind of already qualified, week 5 will be a bit of a relief to just kind of practice some of these flags.
Yeah, and Group 5, Week 5 is going to be a bit of a hard turn from what we've been doing recently with just fast experience instead of very fast experience. You have what do you call it? You have treasure guards, you have random chest locations, you have stair shuffle, but without some of the things from week 1 that made it a little bit easier. So this is definitely going to be a different type of thing than what we've seen in these other weeks. Do you have any particular thoughts about it?
Yeah, the fast XP, it's always an adjustment, right? When you're dropping from like very fast XP to fast XP, or like similar flags like that. So I'll probably run a few practices, although I'm not going to stress myself too much about it. I know it will have implications for like actual playoff seeding and everything, but as far as I'm concerned, the flag sets in the playoffs are so ridiculous that I'm not sure it will matter where you're seated.
True. The random cup element of it is pretty intense, but you have some experience with that. You were, second place in a random cup last year, so we're going to have high expectations for you.
Oh, well, I will do my absolute best to not fall immediately out of contention.
And kind of the same question directed at you, Sandcraft. If you looked over the Week 5 flags, do you have any particular thoughts about it?
Yeah, I should probably learn my stair shuffle a little better, have some maps or something available, because week 1 when we did it, I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't know about the random chest locations and stuff like that, so I'll have to look at it a little bit more closely so I can at least try to be in contention with people.
Well, again, you will be at least in a situation to have a chance to get yourself into the playoffs here. I think, what did we say? 3rd place is probably the play-in, and 2nd or above is almost certainly qualified. Well, 1st place would be qualified too. We don't have an idea of what sort of group you have yet because there's just too many variables going on with this last race that can move people around. But it should be some interesting competition. You're coming off 2 straight wins too, so I think people might be a little scared of you.
Yeah, I never really thought I'd get a first in last week or this week. I honestly thought my time was pretty bad on this seed, but I mean, everything even went well, but I had a few ill-timed deaths that kind of took me out that I thought definitely the other runners were gonna take over from there.
Well, I guess it just you never know with this sort of thing what Winter League is going to do to everyone. Just because it does it to you doesn't mean it's not going to do it to everybody else as well. And we do have Seawolf on his Dragon Lord fight. Again, came in without... He lost a couple of heal mores on the way down, but he's been swinging well and is in a real strong position here. So, assuming no missed menus or any particularly bad RNG, I think he's going to get this.
And there it is. GG's to Seawolf. And he's going to come in 4th, gain 1 point out of this. The Seawolf is, I believe, officially out of contention with that loss.
Yeah, I don't think we've went through and officially crossed out the 8 and 8.5 point people yet, but I think we will pretty soon. Once we see this last race and how things turn out, I don't think 13 points is going to be enough to make it.
No, that's unfortunate, but yeah, GG's in the chat there to Seawolf. We'll see if he wants to join us as well, but yeah, it's definitely going to make for an interesting week 5, looking at all the different groups, because some of the groups are not going to need, they're not going to need points, and other groups are gonna not need points because they're down at the bottom end as well. But that middle pack is going to be, in my opinion, it's going to be like when you go to those junior hockey games where the kids don't have contracts and they're playing to show off because they want to make it. It's going to be some exciting fighting going on in those middle groups, I think.
Absolutely, and if this works out generally how it did last year, I believe what will happen is we'll have 2 races with everyone qualified, a 3rd race with almost everyone qualified, and then you lose a person in each one. There'll be one race where the winner has a chance to qualify, and that's it. And then there'll be 2 or 3 races with none of us. So we'll see how that goes. But there's still good reason to finish out these. Again, I always tell people the reason to join Winter League is to have fun doing the 5 weeks. And if you get particularly lucky or unlucky, then you wind up in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's definitely been my experience with it as well. As someone who came in after, I think it was you that kind of twisted my arm a little bit about it, Aaron. Not, in a fun way. You just talked about how fun it was and how fun it could be, and it just kind of got me convinced, and I joined up, and I encourage anyone else to do the same. Honestly, it's been great fun learning some of these flags that I had no idea what it would entail every week, and yeah, you come into it, you have fun. That's what matters above anything else.
Absolutely. I don't think we have anybody else jumping in here on comms. I don't think we've seen Seawolf or Sassage in chat. So, Bob, do you have any last thoughts about this week or anything you want to say?
No, just GG's to Sandcraft. Well done. Nice to see you in contention moving into next week. And hopefully we'll get to see this last group here, maybe on a podcast or something before the day's out.
And Sandcraft, anything you want to say?
GG to Bob and all the other runners. Hopefully see you guys in the playoffs. It's been a lot of fun, actually. I kind of like these flag sets and stuff, and just coming from standard to doing these has been quite a bit of fun. So I encourage everybody to give it a try.
Yeah, absolutely. I was scared to death of Winter League last year, and just tried it anyway. I've been in like one standard tournament, and worked out all right. And I'm still scared to death of it, but now I don't worry about it so much. So I think that's it for us today. We do not have the last vodcast ready yet. We still have people racing the seed. So we'll try to get that to you as soon as we can, and just keep an eye on Discord. We won't give you a whole lot of notice because we'll probably try to hit the ground running, and we'll get our group 5 group announcements after that. If not, if for some reason that vodcast becomes problematic, we might just go ahead and post them in Discord anyway, the results. So it just depends on how it works. No guarantees, no promises, just letting you know what we know. Anyway, any final thoughts from you, Beta? Excuse me, Beef.
Oh, not all that much for me. I've just been enjoying watching this week, and I hope you all have too. A big thank you to the runners. Everyone's been putting on some great races, and this was one of them as well. Everything's been super exciting, and like I said, I hope everybody's been having fun watching.
Absolutely. So, just a second. I am not sure if we have I did see your thoughts, Beta. I know you're very much looking forward to week 5. Some people are. I think definitely stair shuffle and random chest locations can be scary, but not necessarily. Anyway, it looks like we're going ahead and raid MTI, who I think is finishing a full Big 20 playthrough and is on his last his last game. So we can root him on as he finishes up. On behalf of Beef Supreme TV, my co-com, on behalf of RG365, and on behalf of Kami and Renakai, our trackers, and Archfield, our restreamer, I am Aaron to you too. Thank you very much. And keep an eye on Discord as we'll let you know what's coming up for week 5 momentarily. Thank you.